Hello everyone and welcome to another vacuum cleaner video, and this is another one from my collection that I've owned for quite some time. This is a Dirt Devil Hardy. No, not handy, hardy. Yes, he's a hardy hard worker, handheld vacuum cleaner complete with tools. Look at those in a minute. We have a hose. And we have the cleaner itself in Dirt Devil red colour. So, this looks more like the Hoover brush vac, I suppose, than the traditional Dirt Devil Handy. It's a very bright red colour, isn't it? So, very plastic. Unlike the very popular Dirt Devil Handy, we got the Handy in the UK. It was advertised heavily, and that has, I've shown you the Handy Zip on my channel. That has the cloth bag at the back with a paper bag inside. This one just has a cloth bag and no paper bag, so it's, you just empty it and reuse it. But we've still got, of course, the rotating agitator. This is made of plastic. The Dirt Devil Handy, the original one anyway, was made of wood and it had a metal plate here, so it's all plastic. And I assume the only way to change the belt is to undo the two screws of this base plate, and that'll lift off, and then I expect this front plate will come off. I'll do that later in the video. We'll have a look at the belt. I don't think that does anything, that thing there. I think it's just bit of design on it. We've got the on-off switch, and here at the back we've got a little black button that should release. It's quite stiff. There we are, releasing the dust cup. So you can see that is the bag. So the dirt collects in this cloth bag here, and the exhaust air just vents out of the back, so the filtration on this won't be very good. Just a very thin cloth. I suppose you could modify this and cut maybe a Miele filter to fit on the back of that to give it a bit of extra filtration, or maybe even cut up a HEPA flow bag or something and put it inside there. But yes, it's going to puff out fine dust, I would think. So unlike the Hoover brush vac, the Hoover brush vac's similar, but the dirt doesn't catch in a bag. On the Hoover brush vac, this is more like a filter, and the dirt goes sort of underneath the actual filter part and collects in the container, and then you tip out the dirt from the container. This one, obviously, it collects in a bag, so a little bit different. And then we have a little flap here that when you turn the machine on, the airflow will just blow that open, and that's the air path. So this will be a dirty fan. Hopefully we might get to see the fan when I take this cover off, but yeah, seems fine and dandy. So yeah, this is definitely new. It's amazing when you buy so many vacuums, and you know, I've got a lot I haven't shown you, loads and loads that I haven't seen for years. So it's like discovering it all over again. It's quite good. It's saving me a lot of money because I'm not having to buy new ones. We've also got this little roller, sort of to help. I won't do it on this glass top, but I suppose it can help it move along when you're cleaning your upholstery or your stairs. So yeah, it's a comfortable, nice little machine, and yeah, it's quite a long cable. There we go. Let's move this table out of the way. It's getting on my nerves, let's say, and we'll have a look at the cleaning tools. So we have a short, flexible hose. I'm wondering if any of the tools fit. I don't think the tools, no, none of the tools will fit directly to the machine. You've got to fit this little mini pan converter. Oh dear. That's perishing. This little seal here, as I'm putting my finger on, it's not bouncing back. So that's easily rectified. I think I actually have got some in my toolbox some foam insulation, the stuff you put around windows and doors, I'm sure I can make that fit around and seal it, but that's not going to seal it very well. Yes, it's not going to form a very tight seal, but yeah, that's the pan converter. So which way does the hose go on? I'll check. Let me just get out the crevice tool and see which way that goes. Right, so the crevice tool fits onto the hose like that. So this end of the hose must fit. Oh, that's going to be tight. It'll be easier, I think, if I fit this. Right. That's oh, there we go. It's quite tight fit, but there, that's on. Now we can pop the hose back on. So you locate it at the front of the opening first and push it back. There we are. So now we've got the little hose, so we can do our nooks and crannies with the crevice tool. We've also got another nozzle here. That's quite a stiff brush. It's not a dusting brush, but a nice stiff brush for loosening dry dirt. Does that come off? It looks like that brush might come off. I think it possibly slides off. Yeah, there we go. So now you've got a little upholstery tool without the brush. So you could use that on your upholstered furniture. Anything that's a bit too delicate to take the revolving brush, you could use that. We also have an extension wand. So that fits on. So I'd have to hold up the cleaner like this and use the wand like that. So this would be okay in the car. You could use the main unit with a revolving brush for deep cleaning your car mats and the boot of your car and the footwells and the seats. But all those nooks and crannies where you need the crevice tool, then of course you can fit the crevice tool. Oh, now I think that's something I've done. I don't know if that's a spare. Oh, perhaps that's a spare belt. I was wondering where to get belts for this. So, oh, I think there was a spare belt. That's handy. And then finally, complete with screws, we've got this storage bracket, which I'm assuming somehow will hold the machine. There may be a picture of it, I don't know, on the box. Yes, there is, look. Just there, you can see. That's the machine and the tools on the bracket. And again, the Hoover brush vac had a similar bracket with their toolkit. So it does have a fitted plug, but this would have come with a fitted plug when it was new. I'm assuming it's sort of from the 90s, maybe late 90s. It could be from the 2000s. I don't know if there's any way of dating this. It's model number DD140, 230 to 240 volts, 50 hertz, 250 watts. The serial number is DD1670229995. Okie dokie, let's switch on. Not too noisy. Let's feel the suction power. I'll get my suction gauge out, that'll be fun. As I said, it probably needs to be better sealed, but well, that's not going to win any prizes for suction. But this cleaner, obviously, suction alone isn't going to do much. But because it's got the revolving brush, that will make a huge difference to the performance of something like this. Right, let's get my suction gauge. And we'll just have a quick look at the sealed suction of the Dirt Devil Hardy. Well, that was about 8 to 10 on the gauge, so Very mediocre suction, but it would be okay for your lightweight jobs around the home, picking up dust and crumbs from a hard surface. That wasn't bad. Let's see if there's any dirt in the dust bag. That is very stiff, that black button. There we are. We've got something in there. Ooh, ooh, some bit of blue sand. That's from a previous demonstration. I think it was only yesterday I put down some blue sand. There's only a very small amount. That wasn't much of a carpet. Not much carpet I've actually covered just then. Look at that. But yes, I think this is going to clog up the bag. I mean, yeah, it'll soon clog and it's going to be very messy. I think the paper bag version possibly was better. I can already see, not sure if you can see, some fine dust has already gone through there. So a lot of the stuff, the fine dust that I pick up with the Hardy, is going to end up in my lungs, I think. So yes, if I was to use this on a regular basis, I think I would have to adapt it somehow to make it slightly better filtration. At least putting a filter on the inside of that grill. I wonder what the airflow's like. Shall we see if the flap lifts up when I turn it on? It should do. Well, that looked almost obscene, didn't it? So yes, it'll flap around as you're using it. Anyway, let's pop this back on. We'll do the footstool behind me. And I'm going to put some dirt down. We can have a look at the agitation of this little Hardy. But yeah, it's a nice little thing. More modern take on the traditional handy cleaner. And it's very comfortable to hold. Well, it sounds like the brush was stalling. I don't know whether it's because the belt is stretched, but you wouldn't think it would stall on this sort of fabric. I suppose it's pulling the fabric up and stopping the brush roll. So I'm going to take the screws out and we'll have a look at the belt anyway, because some of you might not have seen inside one of these. I certainly haven't anyway. Let's give it another go. That wasn't very successful, was it? I mean, most of the muck has been picked up, although some of it has been scattered all over the floor. I've got a few bits around the edges as well. And oh, it's all filthy on the outside. Let's give it a wipe. It's either it needs a new belt, or it just doesn't like this fabric. It was pulling it up. We got a bit of agitation, but you have to hold the machine in a certain way to prevent the brush roll from stalling. Here's all the muck, and it looks like it shredded it. To take the bag out, yeah, as I suspected, a lot of fine dust has passed straight through. I'll be breathing that in now. But what it's done, wow, well, it's done a very efficient job of turning the rolled oats into almost, it's warm. It's almost oat flour now. Look at that. Wow. Look at it, what a difference. I'm going to rub it in, look at that. Wow. It shreds it even more than I think a Hoover does it, because obviously it's a dirty fan cleaner, so all this dirt is passing through a fan. I expect a plastic fan. But the blades are cutting up the larger bits of oats and turning them into much finer particles. Well, we might as well have an attempt at cleaning this up, shall we? Yeah, that's going to need... Oh, it's coming off, though. The things I do... Right. Yeah, it's even finer. Really, it's turned it into flour. So back goes the filter, like so. Right, let's give it another go. So apart from, yeah, more, it's coming out more as flour now, second time round. Wow. So what I put down here was rolled oats and some red sand with some glitter in. Don't know if you can quite see the glitter. Oh dear, I've got dust on the outside of the bag as well now. Oh, never mind. So it's already going to have a bit less suction because it's pretty clogged up. So what I'm going to do now for you, good people watching, is attach the tools. It's got most of it up, but you can see, look, it's left the very fine, well, oat flour now. It's still here, so we need a bit of agitation. I'll try one more time on this footstool, this rather filthy Dirt Devil Hardy, to see if I can get some of that very fine dust out of this footstool. No, it doesn't want to play ball, does it? I'm going to have to get the big guns out later on. Something with a bit more oomph to clean that properly. To finish the video, we'll empty this out onto the carpet. I'll add some more fresh rolled oats and we'll see if it's any better on carpet. But I think, yeah, the main problem with this, it does need a new belt. I think with a new belt that hasn't stretched, that hasn't sat in the box for many years, a new belt would make all the difference. I don't think we'd get that slowing down of the brush roll. So there you go, folks. That's the Dirt Devil Hardy handheld mains powered vacuum cleaner. Not quite as hardy as I was hoping for, but as I said, I think it's the belt. So if I can find a new belt and work out how to fit it, I might do a quick video fitting a new belt, and then we'll do another demo just to see if the performance is improved. I think a new belt will improve the performance of this cleaner no end. So it's goodbye from me and goodbye from the Dirt Devil Hardy. See you all very soon, and thanks for watching.